Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we have another button lock. I've been on a total kick. This one is from CJRB. This one is the Pyrite. Very, very cool though. Definitely digging this guy. All right, so there's the button lock right there. We have dual thumb studs. Just super fun. You flick it out, you push the lock, you close it. You flick it out, you push the lock, you close it. You flick it out, you push the lock in, you open it, push the lock in, you close it, flick it, close, flick it. Yeah, I totally dig it. This one, the Pyrite, this specifically is model J1925 ST, and I want to say there's also a full black version of this. I like this is just stainless blade, stainless handle, stainless buttons, stainless pocket clips, stainless hardware. Just pretty cool. It's really straightforward stuff here. This one totally gives me like, I don't know, a combination of Sebenza vibes as far as like the style, but also like Sanren Mu. Remember them? They, I don't see anyone talking about those lately. But like better, definitely better. Upscale version of something like that, almost like a really nice Sebenza knockoff, but a button lock version of it. I don't know. It's not really the handle so much, it is that blade. That blade is just very simple Sebenza-like to me. But anyway, super nice knife for the price, if you ask me, and you are asking me. That's why you're watching the video, right? Giving you a zoom, big zoom. All right, so yeah, J1925 is our model number for this guy. AR RPM9 is our blade steel. It's a powdered steel. I talked about this in the past. Very interesting. I noticed a lot of people aren't, specifically familiar with it, but very cool. And then there's the logo, CJRB. I dig this one. I think it's really cool. These are currently selling for 60 bucks on Amazon, and believe it or not, pretty rare, but if you go directly to Artisan Cutlery's website, Artisan Cutlery is the owner of CJRB. This is kind of like their, I guess, budget line, because a lot of the Artisan models are more expensive. But if you go directly to them, they have this for 50 bucks, which is unique. Usually when you get something direct, it's more expensive. In fact, there's a different knife I'm going to be talking about in the future where it's like $30 more buying it direct. But anyway, so yeah, you can buy it on Amazon for an extra 10 bucks for the convenience, or you can get it right from Artisan for 50. Now for 50 bucks, I think it's totally worth it. The only thing I don't like about this so much is that it's smooth. I mean, it is smooth, but I kind of like that it's smooth because it's super comfortable. These edges are not actually rounded, but they're softened. That's the best way I can describe this. The whole thing, if I close my eyes, it doesn't even feel like metal. It feels like glass. And I'm not kidding. It really, really feels like glass, the whole thing. And what's kind of interesting with this one, there is a bearing system in here, but can you hear how that sounds? Well, I'm going to shut up for a second. Listen to this. Just sounds weird. Just something different. The snap is not like super crispy snap. It's kind of like a soft doof, like a dunk, like doof. I don't know. And then the closing. I don't know. Something's going on here. It's kind of different. I don't know. It's not like I like it or don't like it. It's just something I noticed when playing with this, and that's what you do with these button locks. You open them and close them all day long, right? Yeah, kind of a weird thwack opening, and even a weirder noise closing. I'm going to close this extra hard and let it bounce. You hear that? Listen. Boom. It's almost like you threw a stone in water. Weird. One more, hard one. Boom. Anyway, yeah. But guess what? After all that, fantastic lockup. Sometimes with button locks, you don't always get that great lockup. In fact, there's another one I'm going to talk about soon. Another, budget button lock that has lock stick. This one does not. This one's totally fine. Works well and locks up fantastic. So I'm definitely digging it. Some specs, 3.1 inches on our blade. It is a flat ground drop point blade. It is nice and sharp. Again, I have no problem with the AR RPM9 steel. Closed, it is 4.2 inches. Full length is 7.3 inches open, and this thing weighs 3.7 ounces. Yeah, I mean, the smooth bearing system on this guy. Looking at the back here, we can see the pocket clip. Again, no issues with getting in and out of the pocket. It is a deep concealed clip. We have a hole in there to obviously access those screws. If you notice on the other side, you can swap this. All right, so this is tip up right side carry, but you can't go blah, 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 blah. I'm talking faster than my mouth's moving. You can swap this to tip up left side carry. All right, obviously ambidextrous thumb studs for that. The only thing is obviously when you're lefty opening this, you have to use your pointer finger on the back of the knife to depress that lock and close it. All right, which you can do. Just for me, it's more awkward because I'm not used to using my left hand. All right, let's try that. Ready? Anyway, all right. So yeah, the pot clear works great though. No issues with it at all. This is super smooth. Like I said, if close your eyes, it's literally glass-like. It almost feels like there's some kind of coating on it that's just super smooth. It's polished, but it's not, you know, polished looking. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just, it feels like the nicest cheap knife I've ever had in my life. Does that make sense? It like seems, something about it seems cheap. Maybe it's because it's just all stainless and it's just super plain, just extra vanilla, but it's done so incredibly well, it doesn't feel cheap. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I can't even compare. I was going to compare it to some car or something, but anyway, if we look in here, hopefully you can see this. This is skeletonized. All right, so they're solid stainless steel handles, but they are milled out. All right, there's like a triangle pattern in there. It's on both sides. All right, and that is to lighten the weight up. All right. Yeah, I have absolutely no problems with this. Like I said, there's just a little bit of belly, super generic blade, you know, Sabenza, bug out, I mean, you name it. There's a long list of blades that look just like this thing. It's just simple. There is jimping on the back. The jimping is not super purposeful or grippy. I don't have a problem with it though. It's not like it's super shallow either. It just works, but not like really aggressively. Does that make sense? With my thumbs here, yeah, it's helping to facilitate grip. Now, one thing I do have to say about this is it has fantastic ergonomics, okay? The smooth all metal thing aside, because some people just don't like all metal folders, and some people don't like, you know, extremely smooth knives with no grip. If you're into both of those things, I have to say the ergonomics are very good. It feels very comfortable in the hand. That deep concealed clip, you could feel it on the palm, but I had no issues even using this hard, even right now, like gripping hard. It's not rubbing. It's not really like digging in uncomfortably. It's just kind of there. You notice that it's there. Lanyard hole on the back if you're one of those people that want to throw on a lanyard on this guy. I don't think it's necessary. It's not big enough for that for me, but if you just want to class it up a little, like I said, it's so darn vanilla. If you want to add some sprinkles or something, make it something unique. But anyway, here's the box. I recently did another CJRB video and showed the thing. It's the same case. Nice, you know, lined case for two knives if you want. And just a nice little bonus here for the $50 to $60 range. I think that's a cool little addition. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about this guy. It's, like I said, super vanilla. It's just simple. It works well. We're out of winter here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're into spring, although it has still been chilly. The weather's just super weird. We've had some major swings where it felt like summer, and now it feels like the end of fall, early winter again, because it's like right now outside is about 38 degrees. That is freezing. We had 80s and almost a just over 90 degree day once. So that's weird to me, but anyway, in the cold, something I always have to tell people, if you live in a cold environment, an all metal knife is probably not for you if you're using bare hands. If you're someone that's constantly using gloves and you have a gloved hand all the time, indoors, outdoors, all the time, because it's just cold where you are, you're always wearing gloves, doesn't matter, not an issue. I don't necessarily wear gloves very often at all. I wear gloves to, you know, get rid of snow. I wear mittens and different types of winter gloves for that. When I'm out and about, it doesn't matter how cold. It could be 5 degrees out and 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and stuff. If I'm going to the store or something, I don't have gloves on. I like a bare hand. I don't like wearing gloves, but I don't have to. If I'm out working in the garden, you know, I'll put on gloves. If I need that extra grip, if I'm doing like a project or something like that, I'll wear gloves, mechanic style gloves. But generally speaking, I don't have gloved hands with knives. You know, I try to put on gloves with certain knives just to see, you know, how they would be, especially fixed blades. Because I think more so people are using fixed blades with gloves in different scenarios like camping and outdoors and stuff. But anyway, long story short, the metal gets cold. That's it. It retains that cold. So if you have this clipped to your pocket and you're a construction worker and you're outside and it's 20 degrees and you're outside for 3 hours working on something, and you have no gloves on and you go to grab your knife, guess what? Your knife is going to be freezing in your hand and it's going to be super smooth and slick. That's really the only negative here, honestly. Outside of just being forgettable. The design is very forgettable, but like I said, it is so well done for the price tag. It's kind of ridiculous. I almost wish like it was designed differently to set it apart. It's just so plain, it hurts. But it is very well made and makes some weird noises and locks up nice and tight and is nice and sharp and fun to play with. That button lock is fun, and like I said, this guy is smooth with that that bearing system and the pivot. I love it. So yeah, that is the Pyrite. And Pyrite is a mineral, if I remember correctly. So I'll tell you a very, very short story. When I was growing up in Franklin, New Jersey, this is completely random. When I was growing up in, well, I didn't grow up in Franklin. We lived in Franklin, me and my family, for, I want to say like 2 years. And there's the Franklin Mine. And it's awesome. If you guys are in Jersey, North Jersey, anywhere in the area, it's worth going to. I told my wife all about it multiple times. One day in the summer, she says, hey, let's go. And I'm like, awesome. I was super stoked, right? So I Googled the directions, brought her to the Franklin Mine, and it was not the Franklin Mine. It was actually the Franklin Mine Museum. And we found out that the mine was actually closed that day anyway, and she was a little pissed. But I made it up to her. We still had an awesome day, but we have yet to go to the mine together. It's actually like a mile down the road in the museum from the mine. But I planned the trip, kind of screwed it up. You know, we're just going off memory from years ago. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to do that, it is super, super cool. But yeah, the reason I brought that up is because they have lots of pyrite there, all right, which is a rock. Anyway, that's all. Have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.